BBC announces 2025 Proms lineup, including first female fronted last night. The 86 concerts this summer will include anniversary celebrations of Shostakovich, Ravel and Boulez, a Traitors-themed Prom presented by Claudia Winkleman, and a record number of female conductors. The BBC today announced its 8-week Proms season featuring 86 concerts in London, Bradford, Belfast, Bristol and Gateshead. A record number of female conductors will be at the podium, 15, and the last night will be the first to feature an all-female lineup of conductor and soloists. Elim Chan will conduct, with trumpeter Alison Balsom and soprano Louise Alder, plus the evening will feature 2 world premieres, by 34-year-old French composer Camille Pepin, and Rachel Portman, who was the first woman to win an Oscar for Best Original Score, both making their Proms debuts. Also making her Proms debut will be Claudia Winkleman, fully cloaked, will present a Traitors Prom featuring a mix of symphonic pop and classical music exploring timeless themes of intrigue, treachery, and betrayal. Susie Klein, the head of arts and classical music TV at the BBC, promised that the concert would evoke all the drama of the Highland Castle where the hugely popular reality TV show takes place. There won't be gameplay or interaction, she added, but it is going to be shaped and curated as a dramatic evening. There's so much music featured in the series that we wanted to take some of that and say to people, welcome to the world of classical music, you're already listening to it and loving it without realizing it. Winkleman will be joined by the BBC Scottish Symphony and the BBC Singers, with other guests and the full programme to be announced. Will Season 3 fan favourite Linda Rands, a retired opera singer, be taking part? Potentially, said Klein. Successful BBC brands will also be giving shape to the children's concerts, a BB's bedtime story prom and the return of the Wildlife Jamboree Prom in Gateshead's Glasshouse Centre for Music. The Ulster Orchestra will perform a concert celebrating the centenary of the shipping forecast with music inspired by the sea and a new work composed and performed by poet laureate Simon Armitage, and, although not quite a Proms first, 1983's season featured an all-night prom of Indian classical music. The first overnight prom of the 21st century will run from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and, curated and conducted by organist Anna Lapwood, will also feature Japanese pianist and YouTube sensation Hayato Sumino, alongside the much-loved Norwegian ensemble Baroxelistine. We want it to be very engaging. There will be a real breadth of repertoire, said Sam Jackson, the controller of BBC Radio 3 and the Proms. There's something very special about classical music at night time. The intimacy of certain repertoire really lends itself to that kind of immersive listening, he continued. But the intention is not simply to put people to sleep for 8 hours, although audiences can of course come and respond to the music in whatever way you want. Blankets and pillows will however not be allowed into the Royal Albert Hall, the venue confirmed, nor will the seating be reconfigured. The only time Lapwood gets to practice the RH organ is usually between midnight and 4 in the morning, because it's the only time when somebody isn't getting in or getting out for another gig. She absolutely knows how to unleash energy at that time of the day, added Klein. Among some notable anniversaries honored this year, there will be a focus on the music of Shostakovich, who died in 1975, and a complete performance, only the second ever at the Proms, of his opera Lady Macbeth of the Mtsensk district, with the chorus of the English National Opera. Proms regulars Aurora Orchestra will perform his Fifth Symphony by heart following a dramatic exploration of its troubled origins and meaning, and Chinook will celebrate their 10th birthday with guest conductor Simon Rattle leading the black and ethnically diverse orchestra through a program that includes Shostakovich's 10th Symphony. Ravel, born 150 years ago, features on the opening weekend. His piano concerto for the left hand will be played by Nicholas McCarthy, which will be the first time the concerto has been played at the Proms by a one-handed pianist since it was performed by the man it was composed for, Paul Wittgenstein, in 1932. Boulez, whose centenary is celebrated this year, features in 3 Proms including a late-night one performed by the Ensemble Intercontemporain, the group he founded, which places his modernist music alongside Luciano Berrios, whose centenary it also is. Other international orchestras include the Royal Concertgebouw with their chief conductor designate Klaus Michaela, the Vienna Philharmonic, and the Budapest Festival Orchestra. 25 proms will be televised, more than ever before, said Klein. We had record-breaking numbers last year, over 5M streams on BBC Sounds, and across TV and iPlayer we reached nearly 13 million people.